every single night before I go to bed, I get this massive, growing, expanding wave of anxiety. And it's not just like this nameless anxiety, but it comes along with this reminder of all the things that I didn't get done during the day and all the things that I didn't do, all the ways that I messed up, all the things that I did imperfectly. And it comes on every single night. And it's been doing that for months, probably even years by this point. Now, I'm the kind of person who likes to get stuff done. And I'm not saying that I'm like crazy hardworking or anything like that, or my house is always clean, because it is not always clean at all. I have 4 children, so it gets messy a lot. But I just like to be productive. I don't like to sit down and like read all day or watch movies all day or whatever. I like to feel like I'm getting stuff done. And it can be creative stuff. It can be spending time with the kids. It can be cleaning. It can be studying. There's all sorts of stuff to get done. But essentially, when I get to the end of the day and I have all these things in my head that need to get done, or things that I want to get done, or maybe even ways that I was wanting to relax and unwind, or ways that I was wanting to sit down and chill, and there's just all these things that didn't get done, I just get like, so stressed out. Now, I realized, because my husband and I, we came up with this system at the beginning of the year, actually right before the beginning of this year. And we designed these calendars, or these like little planners for ourselves, to help us remember to use the system. And let me tell you, it has literally cured that issue for me. Now, I'm not saying that it never happens, because I am definitely not perfect and I don't use this system every single day. But I wanted to share it with you guys because I know a lot of you guys are really hard workers as well, and when you get immersed in this hustle culture of like, oh, you got to work harder and do more, and you're listening to all these YouTube videos telling you all these things that you need to be doing in order to be successful as a human being, or successful in an online business, or successful as a parent. And there's just this massive growing list of things going on in your head that it can get really overwhelming, and it can be really easy to feel like you're not getting anything done at all. So let me first start by telling you what I believe is the number one culprit that is leading up to this feeling of anxiety because of a to-do list or because of traditional goal setting. And then we are going to discuss my number one favorite simple way to tackle this. And it's not adding something else to your to-do list. It's literally life-changing. This is what I've noticed. Now, part of me liking to be productive during the day is that when I'm doing something that's relatively mindless, like doing the dishes or folding laundry or sweeping the floor, or, things that don't require a whole lot of mental power, I really like putting in earbuds. Usually, because I have kids, I'll just put one in so I can still hear them with the other ear. So I can't do like the over the earphones and stuff while I'm working, because I still have to make sure that they're okay. But I'll put in one earbud and turn on some sort of podcast or a series of YouTube videos that are instructional. Those are really enjoyable for me. I might listen to an audiobook. It could be a self-help book. It could be a fiction novel. But just to feel like I'm doing something mentally productive while I'm also doing something physically productive. So it sounds great, right? It's, multitasking, getting multiple things done at once. Now, the problem with this that I've realized is, by the time that I've listened to all these things and I've been filling my mind with all this stimuli and all this information throughout the day, by the end of the day, there's a couple different things that happen. One of them is I'm just mentally burnt out, right? I've got nothing left, which makes it really hard to get the kids to bed and go through the bedtime routine. But the second thing that I realize is when I'm listening to a lot of things that are more self-help focused, or things that are giving me lists of things that I can do in order to improve my parenting, or to improve my online business, or creative ideas for social media posts, or whatever it is, I find that I start growing this checklist of, I need to be doing that, and I need to be doing that, and I need to be doing that. There's all these ways that I can be improving, all these things that I can be doing to get better. And that checklist just kind of grows invisibly in the back of my mind. So it starts to create this gap between where I am now and the things that I'm doing now. and where I want to be, or where I all of a sudden think that I should be. And where I am now is obviously not changing a whole lot because there's only so much that I can do in a 24-hour time period. But that insertion of all that information that I'm getting in my brain is increasing the gap of where I could be, because it's telling me all these different things that I could be doing. Essentially, I believe that the biggest problem for me personally contributing to this sort of list anxiety that I'm getting at the end of the day is simply just too much input, right? During the day, listening to all these different things and thinking about all these different things that I could be doing to improve, and then never actually getting the chance to act on any of them, because life is busy and I've got 4 kids, and by the time that I get them to bed, all of them to bed, I'm exhausted and I need to spend time with my husband and I need to sleep. So there's very, very limited time in the day. Now, what we have come up with that has been really, really helpful for me on the days that I've been consistent with it, I have actually been getting into the habit more and more of doing this, because I really don't like the feeling of getting to the end of the day and feeling like an absolute failure, and then having a hard time falling asleep because I'm so anxious and stressed out about all the things that I didn't do. So this is the way it works, and I'll actually show you. You guys know, if you've followed my channel at all, that I love Kindle Direct Publishing, right? Love KDP. So we just made these through, we made them on Canva and then published them on Amazon through KDP. And then we just shipped them to ourselves because honestly, their prices are like unbeatable. They're so good. Though I did recently, tangent, find out that Barnes & Noble Press is actually really good for printing personal projects as well. Side note. So let me see if I can do this. I definitely should have a stand for this thing. Okay, so I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I'm just going to show you what the day looks like. Now, we made them kind of Christian themed because that's something that we felt was uplifting for us. This is what it looks like. And we wanted to have a full page, like a big full page for every single day, because with traditional planners, a lot of times you'll have 3 or 4 days on a single page, and so you just don't have a lot of room to really plan stuff out and really write things out. I'm not going to go through like everything that's on here, but essentially it's broken up into these sections, and the first thing that I'll do every single day, or even in the nighttime before I go to bed, if I just have a lot of things on my mind, I've got to do all these things and I'm having a really hard time settling down and relaxing, then in the nighttime, I'll go to the next day's page, and there's like a little kind of brainstorming box in the center. I'll just write down everything that's on my mind. Everything that I feel like I need to do, whether it's chores, whether it's a creative project, whatever. And then if I don't really have anything on my mind, I don't really know what to do or what to put in that day, then I'll refer back to the weekly goals, which we set every single week, obviously. And we have sort of 4 categories of goals that we put stuff into. We've got physical, mental stuff, yada, yada, yada. And I'll look at those goals and I'll decide, okay, well, what is it that I need to do today that's going to contribute to one of those goals that I set for the week? And when I'm setting the weekly goals, I'm referring back to monthly goals that we set. And when I'm setting the monthly goals, I'm referring back to quarterly goals. And when I'm setting the quarterly goals, I'm referring back to yearly goals. So it sounds really complex, but believe me, oh my word, this has literally saved my back with the stress and everything in the evening. So I write everything down. And then usually when I wake up in the morning, I'll do some scripture study, and then I take a look at the list of things that I've written down, add anything if I need to, and then I basically just kind of ponder for a bit, and I think, what is the most important thing that I can do today? What's going to move the needle the most on a creative project? How am I going to spend time with my kids? Essentially, what I'm asking myself is, what is going to make the biggest difference for me a day down the road, a week down the road, a year down the road? What is really going to matter the most in the grand scheme of things? Because there's going to be a lot of little things always, like folding the laundry and doing the dishes. Those have to be done every single day. And sometimes they don't get done, because to me, the most important things are going to be spending time one-on-one with my kids, or making sure that I'm reading with them, or teaching them the alphabet. Those things are the most important to me. And I find that if I'm not writing that down and I'm not taking the time to ponder and prioritize what things matter the most to me in the long run, then it makes it so much worse at the end of the day. I feel like all this mom guilt, and I'm so much more stressed out just thinking about all these things that I didn't get done, because I'm not giving myself a chance to focus on the things that are moving the needle the most and that are making the biggest impact in my life and in the lives of my kids. So, hope that helps, and I will chat with you guys next time.